Welcome to the Bitcoin.com podcast. Today, we're diving into the intersection of blockchain and the creator economy with YouBallin, a project that's reimagining how fame and value flow across culture. Joining us is Arakelian, CEO and co-founder of YouBallin. Chris, welcome to the show.
Hey, great to be here. Thanks for having me.
So before we dive right into it, can you tell us about yourself and your journey into crypto?
Yeah, happy to. So, definitely newer to crypto. My journey started about 4 years ago, but I'll take you back a little bit further. So, my career spans about 3 decades in marketing communications and different facets, primarily in brand. Have been sort of, reintroducing, reinventing, revamping sort of national and global brands my whole career, both on the consumer side as well as the B2B side. Spent a lot of time in the sort of retail and CPG space. My most recent post was with a global brand consultancy, part of the Omnicom group called Wolf-Olins, where I led sort of operations and growth, where we were responsible for brand transformation for a number of organizations, both emerging and established. So working with the likes of, Bloomberg and United and J&J through their transformations, as well as emerging, brands sort of at the cusp of global hypergrowth. And in all cases, it's really about holistic and systemic change from a cultural standpoint, from an experience standpoint, through the lens of brand, right? And all of these initiatives were at the sort of at key inflection points, right? So if you think about new leadership or marketplace disruption or M&A activity, or like I said, global hypergrowth, which was the case for many of the, Web3 projects that I worked on when I was with this organization. And so, Coinbase and Arbitrum and Consensus MetaMask, these were really eye-opening experiences for me because it opened up a whole sort of new world of decentralization. So it's really the technology that enamored me. And sort of at around that same time, our founder approached me to be an advisor, which I served in that capacity for quite some time and decided to come on full time, guns a-blazing right now as I am with YouBallin. So working with a team to really build and launch our product and our token. So it's a super exciting time, and I'm psyched to tell the story here.
Yeah, sounds very exciting, and like you had an amazing career, and definitely in our business in crypto, 4 years makes you a veteran. So yeah.
Definitely not a veteran, although our CTO Patrick Hines certainly is. He's been doing it for 15 years, and it's like just such a pleasure to have him on the team. And he has been educating me, and many people have. So this is my take two, and in a lot of ways the beginning of a whole new journey. So it's like I said, it's an exciting time, and it's a very important mission for me to bring decentralization to the masses. So as a sort of more native Web 2 person, I think there's a massive bridge to gap between people who are, familiar with what they're familiar with today, whether it be, TradFi or what have you, but like opening up this world that is just a paradigm shift in a way that I think most people can't know until they actually wrap their arms around it.
Yeah, it's a amazing transformation that we're seeing now across industries, that are adopting blockchain and changing how they work. So now let's hear about YouBallin. Tell us, for anyone who's listening for the first time, what is it, and what inspired its creation?
Yeah, you mentioned adoption. I think the adoption is incredible, and I'm very excited to see it go more mainstream. And that's the reason, really, why YouBallin was created, right? So let me explain what it is. So YouBallin's a decentralized, event-driven creator economy, okay? It's built on Solana, and it's where culture, capital, and community all come together. So like that's super exciting because those three components sort of moving synchronously in one ecosystem is really what's going to unlock power for every user on our platform. And we started it really because the current creator economy it's fundamentally broken. And you've got centralized social media platforms that we all know and maybe a lot of us love, including myself, but they really do extract massive value, while giving creators and fan almost none of it back, right? So unless you're like one of the top rare 10% at the top of that game, you're really not benefiting, at least not economically. So we're really flipping that model. Instead of the fickle algorithms that are deciding who gets seen and paid, we let the community, the fans, the brands, the token holders, they're fueling the discovery and reward real talent. And when I say talent, because everyone asks me about this, what do you mean by talent? I mean the ability, like real ability, real skill, real craft. Musicians, athletes, artists, creators, the people with God-given talents who often get totally lost in the sauce. So YouBallin is bringing authenticity and the town hall square back to culture. And we capture the mindset of, and we're capturing the mindset of crypto in terms of transparency and fairness and direct participation. So like all those things coming together, it's a new paradigm. And it's a new paradigm where talent is powered by real fandom, not the algorithms or the influencer marketing or the ad buys that all manipulate consumers. It's a global stage where fans can pick and choose the talent that they want to support.
Yeah, that's definitely something that people are aware of right now, that they're being manipulated into, what to see and what to like. And there's a real demand, I would say, for real human curated experiences.
Yeah.
So you've said before that the creator economy is centralized by design. Could you tell us exactly what's wrong with the current model?
Where do I start? Okay, so there's basically three big problems, right, that we've uncovered. There are more, but let me focus on these three. So the first one is the unfair monetization. So unfair monetization, I mean centralized social platforms that monetize data and attention, but creators see very little of it. So like one report found 70% of creators make under 10K a year while generating millions of in ad revenue for the platform. So that's problem number one. The second is the algorithmic gatekeeping. So discovery is biased and it's opaque. It's built around these engagement metrics, but not skill, not creativity. That's the problem. And trends that generate virality override the quality of genuine artistic expression. Okay, so that's the second. And then the third is really that the incentive structure is off, right? So fans have no stake. And on most platforms, the fans are just passive eyeballs that fuel the ad models. They can't really share in upside or ownership. They're just spectators. They're not stakeholders. So brands and the tech platforms, they dramatically undervalue the fans. And the fans, they have so much agency and it's been stripped. So YouBallin changes all that, right? So the fans can vote, they can tip, they can invest directly in the creators that they believe in. And it's all powered by a transparent token economy. And they become stakeholders in this economy and they have the power to control it.
So fans move from being just passive consumers to active owners. It's a big philosophical shift, and I think very much what NFTs were meant to be when everybody was, just learning about the technology when it was new. Next, let's unpack the mechanics. You've built a two-phase competitive event model. Can you tell us how does that actually work on chain?
Yeah, and good point about the NFTs as well. And I think what's interesting is we are integrating the NFT component, but it's not exclusively built around the NFT component. It's sort of one flavor of the entire ecosystem, right? So to your point about the mechanic, so it's yes, it's a two-phase competitive event model. So in phase one, this is the discovery part, right? So talent, they can be, like I said, musicians, athletes, dancers, gamers, chefs, like no bounds. They compete to get noticed by legends, and the legends are the established creators or tastemakers, and they vote for free. Then the fans also vote using our token, the native utility YBL token, and they advance the wildcard talent that they want to. Phase two is where the ownership comes in, right? So each finalist, they receive a fractionalized NFT representing their performance in that event. And then fans can buy those fractions, literally investing in that creator's moment. When the talent wins or gains popularity, the fans that are holding the NFTs fractions, they benefit alongside them. It's like this fusion of fan engagement, decentralized finance, and it's real economic alignment between both the creator and the community.
I would say that's a Web3 native reimagining of the talent show, but with real money, real markets, and no middleman.
Totally. It is like the best version of a talent show that could possibly exist in my humble opinion.
So who's the core audience you're building for?
Yeah. So here's what I think makes us super unique from anything that's existed before. It's a multi-sided network. We've got four key groups, right? So we call them the super square, right? Four sort of points of the square. One is talent. So talent, they're emerging creators, and they can be from any discipline, as I said, but they want visibility, they want genuine fandom, and they want fair pay. Then there's the fans, who are really the engine of the entire platform. They vote, they collect NFTs, they stake the tokens, and they influence outcomes. Then the legends, the established creators, they're the mentors, the curators, the amplifiers. And lastly, the brands. The brands, these are partners that can tap into authentic communities and support this like grassroots cultural moments that are occurring on our chain and become fans themselves. And that's just not something that is happening today. So each group contributes value and it's tokenized, right? So the value loops back into the system and it's a circular economy, not an extractive one.
Got it. So it's like an ownership-based ecosystem for creators, not an ad-based ecosystem.
Yeah, right. That's what decentralization is all about. It's ownership based, right? So everyone on the platform is a stakeholder in this economy, right? And so we're essentially replacing advertising capital, which is manipulative, let's be honest, with the capital coming directly from our community, from the people on our community.
That's great. And next, let's talk about specifically the pain points that you're addressing for creators and fans.
Yeah, of course. So there are three key pain points that we're solving for. Okay, the first one is creators right now they lose up to 95% of their earnings. So we're really enabling fair monetization on our chain to eliminate the intermediaries that all want to take cuts, right? The second are the fickle algorithms that stop creators from finding their audiences. So we're now enabling creators to be discovered through community curation and transparent voting. And then thirdly, it's the fan empowerment, which is really our secret sauce. So fans, they're not just supporting creators emotionally, they can participate financially. So a little bit of skin in the game here, right? So their token votes, their NFT holdings, and their stakes, they all give them that skin in the game.
Yeah, everything you're invested in definitely is more interesting to you when you have skin in the game, more than just a passing infatuation with it.
Right. It's like your own little cut of the business, right? We're seeing it with like even in Web 2 with Web 3 with some of the prediction markets, but then in Web 2 with some of just sort of the DraftKings of the world, which my teenagers are super into.
Definitely. So I would say you're turning culture into an investable asset class, the way that prediction markets turned, discussions about politics or, world events into an investable asset class.
Yeah. That's a great way to put it. I totally agree. It's culture with yield potential. So it's almost like we're monetizing culture, but making it incredibly immersive, incredibly interactive, both online and offline.
Yeah, for everyone that has a sense of music or art appreciation, that they think they know what is going to be popular, that's definitely a selling point.
Yeah, and they should make what's popular. Like let's let the people, generate this and, remove the trends and the virality and some of the nonsense that just sort of like, circulates that whole sort of meme culture. Like that has its place, of course. But it's not promoting the kind of talent that we want to promote on our platform. It's not, just about influencer marketing or, pushing products inauthentically. It's about real engagement, real fandom, real ownership.
Yeah, that's great. Next, let's compare the project to the broader Web3 landscape, can you tell us what separates YouBallin from project like Odious, Lens Project, or Rally?
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of these come and go, and I've studied them pretty extensively to understand sort of where they fell short. And if I had to sum it up in a sentence, it's really our utility. We have real utility, and that's what sort of governs the entire all the interactions on the platform. So it's our event model that allows us to power discovery, which is interactive, it's competitive, and it's built to drive this ongoing engagement, right? This continuous engagement. And it's not like the music only platforms, right? So we work across all categories: sports, comedians, chefs, really, really anything. It's completely domain agnostic. So it's not singular in its focus. It's, sort of comprehensive of all things culture. And then most platforms, they're chasing brand ROI, but really we're chasing cultural authenticity. So fans determine who rises. We're phygital, right? So physical and digital, bridging the party offline. And then our proprietary backend models really allow us to predict trends for brands without compromising privacy. So we're giving brands also that utility that they sort of don't have access to today.
So it's offering culture as a protocol.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say so. That's right. Like it's that's the future we're building, right? It's giving power back to the people to run culture's billboard chart, right? Like just like a jukebox. So think about that. Like running culture's billboard chart just like a jukebox. So pick. I get to pick. This is not someone picking for me or telling me what I should view or putting information in front of me that I don't necessarily want to see or consume, right? So, I mean, this notion gets like this is what keeps us going, and like we're super pumped.
Yeah, it's definitely a change to media consumption that a lot of people are looking for in this age where algorithms dominate everything.
Yeah, and are people looking for it? I think they don't know if they don't know, but I think once they experience the difference of YouBallin and understand, you know, the control that they will have, it's just like a complete game changer. Complete game changer.
Next, let's dig into tokenomics. Can you tell us how the YBL token works?
Yeah, yeah. So YBL, it's a utility token and it powers every single transaction on the platform. So from the fan votes to the NFT purchases to the creator tips, right? So all that economic activity is happening via our token.
And when people or fans engage with the community, it fuels the scarcity, and scarcity strengthens the participation.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there is a scarcity element to it that does strengthen the participation because it's a closed loop economy. So every interaction is contributing to growth, it's contributing to value and sustainability.
Okay, now let's try to see the bigger vision behind the platform. You've coined the term talent-fi. Can you tell us what does that represent?
Yeah, it's like super original, right? Like DeFi, TalentFi. But yeah, TalentFi, it's our own term for talent finance. So, for us, it's the intersection of creator monetization and decentralized finance. So it's putting ownership, not algorithms, at the center of discovery. Because, for years, the social platforms, they've taught us to chase engagement metrics, but TalentFi is replacing that, right? It's replacing it with real, transparent ownership. And that's both for the creator and for the fans.
Yeah, that fits perfectly with the crypto ethos, empowering individuals through open and permissionless systems.
Yep, exactly. Totally the same philosophy. And if you're contributing value, you should definitely own a piece of it.
So, Chris, I want to thank you. This has been an incredible look at how blockchain is transforming the creator landscape.
Yeah, thanks a ton for having me. I really appreciate it. Like to sort of wrap it up, I mean, we're really building a world where creators own their careers, fans share in the success of those careers, and culture is really what becomes the economy. So it's a big idea, and we're pushing, and we're, you know, excited to onboard a ton of people.
And thank you all for listening. This is a wrap for this episode of Bitcoin.com podcast. To learn more, visit YouBallin.com and follow YouBallin across socials. Thank you.
Thank you.